Y'all, we got to talk about SpaceX, all right? Because a lot of people who bought this stock are not happy right now. And I want to give you some real context because we have been on this story since before it went public. All right, so here's where SpaceX is today, symbol SPCX. All right, the stock is trading around $120. It opened at $150 on launch day. That was on June 12th, right? It hit an all-time high of $225 4 days later after the IPO. And right now it is falling. All right, so it's been falling for 7 straight days. Right now it's down about 45% from that all-time high that we saw. And yes, it is now trading below its IPO price of $135, which we talked about recently being a big key number we needed to stay above. Okay, so what happened? All right, there's 3 things that hit the stock at the same time. Number 1, the hype wore off. We all knew it would, okay? This is completely normal for a mega IPO. And we talked about it in the series. The first few weeks, pure emotion. When the emotion fades, the stock finds its real level. Number 2, Starship had a problem. All right, so last week, SpaceX had to scrub a planned Starship test flight. All right, they had some multiple engines refused to ignite at the launch, and that spooked investors. We were watching it, and we were like, come on, come on, come on. And then, they scrapped it. So it's not a bad thing. It's just how the market reacts, right? Now, Elon said they're swapping out the engines. They're going to try again on Thursday. So this is not catastrophic failure. It's just a delay. But in the market that is already nervous about the valuation, it was just the wrong headline at the wrong time. It's like the story of Elon. All right. So number 3, the broader market is selling off. Nasdaq fell over 6% since SpaceX's peak. And when the whole tech sector gets hit like that, a high valuation name like SpaceX is going to get hit harder. And that's just how it works. All right. So now here's the context I really want you to have. All right. The Reuters analysis found that 50 of the 50 biggest IPOs in the last 5 years, investors would have been better off just buying an S&P index fund about 3/4 of the time. We talked about that in our T-8 report right before the stock IPO'd, okay? The bear case is what we called it. The valuation risk. The fact that this company is not yet profitable. And none of this is new information. It's just now hitting the tape, okay? But here's the other side. SpaceX just locked in a deal with Google. This is the good side, right? SpaceX locked in a deal with Google. $920 million a month. Per month. Soak that in, $920 million a month. All right, they just issued their first ever corporate bonds, which means big institutional money is willing to lend to this company long term. And when analyst said something I want you to hear. Anytime you see a stock sell off sharply, especially one everyone is already focused on, and then you see it bounce, it's usually a setup to move higher. And that's what I'm looking for, okay? The Starship launch is rescheduled for this Thursday, so watch for that. Earnings are August 6th. This is the first real fundamental look inside this company as a public entity. And so here's where I land right now. If you bought at $135 at the IPO, you're basically flat. Not great, not a disaster. If you bought at the open at $150 or higher, you're underwater. That's me. I'm underwater right now. And that's a little painful, but I'm not going to pretend otherwise, and I'm in it for the long haul. If you're still sitting in cash and you're watching this, then the question you have to ask yourself, is this the same one I asked way back when we did our last report, T-1? Are you buying the company or are you buying the momentum? Because at 120, the momentum is clearly broken, right? But the company, Starlink, the AI compute deals, the Google contract, that story has not changed, not one freaking bit, okay? Watch Thursday's Starship launch. Watch August 6th earnings. Those are the 2 next big signals. Trading at 120 as I'm saying this right now. So you can go back and read all the full SpaceX archive, 11 days of research. I did it all for free. You can go to tradethirsty.com/SPCX and also get our new sector rotation report. That's a lot in one morning, y'all. I'm watching it, keeping my eyes on it. You should too. And I'm Jeanette Sims, and trade thirsty, my friends.